I'm Brittany Umar. Welcome to the Nooner, presented by the Village Poorhouse, where the patrons are adjusting to a new world with a Philadelphian championship. The World Series is over. The Phillies won, but for the Mets and Yankees, the season begins now. Brian, Omar, get out your wads of cash, your trading charts, and stack up on blood in the fridge. Scott Boras is hungry and ready to roll. The Mets need a closer because even though Ambiorix Burgos is out of jail, he's forbidden to leave the Dominican Republic. Cross him off the list then. Remaining candidates include K-Rod, Brian Fuentes, Eddie Coons, Nuke Nalouche, Jenny Finch, Brett Favre when he gets bored again, Kira Sedgwick, Charlie Brown, and the most likely crap, let's just hope Aaron Heilman can do it. The Yankees' main needs are starting pitching, a first baseman, a center fielder, and someone who can get the gag reflex out of Phil Hughes' mouth and put it into Hank Steinbrenner's. Speaking of freak shows, the Knicks opened their season at the Garden last night with a win over the Heat. Who'd have thunk it? However, the story was dominated by the fact that Stephon Marbury never left the bench, getting the old DNP-CD next to his name in the box score. That stands for Did Not Play, Coach's Decision, by the way. Not to be confused with the SFHDC, Still Here, Dumb Contract. Eddie Curry, who already knew ahead of time he wasn't going to play, sat on the bench for the first half but was absent for the second. Reports were that he was in the back icing his knee. Icing his knee? From what? Bending it too much by sitting or too much time spent in the cramped booths at the IHOP? In football news, when discussing his interceptions with the media, Brett Favre had this to say.
Believe it or not, I'm not a gambler. I know it sounds crazy.
Sure, okay. We'll just put that one up there with, I'm retiring, Matt Millen doesn't have my phone number, and I'm here to help the Jets win. In Big Blue's world, Plaxico Burress actually sounded a bit contrite yesterday, admitting that he's human, he's made some mistakes, and he's the first one to look himself in the mirror and say that. Tom Coughlin then hugged him and said, "It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault." Okay, that's not really true. They did not reenact the corniest scene in Good Will Hunting, but let's just pretend they did. Don't we just love the Photoshop? Just a few final notes. The Nets beat the Wizards last night. The Islanders play the Flyers tonight, and the Rangers also take the ice this evening against the Thrashers. The captain has now turned off the who gives a freaking crap sign, and we can now end the show and walk about the cabin. We'll see you tomorrow. If you didn't like today's episode, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault.